Winter can be a really hard time for many folks, but it doesn't mean we have to stop living our lives. These are 6 of my favorite winter activities in and around Sacramento. But if you're living somewhere else, you can use these activities to spark ideas for where you live. Hi guys, I'm Caitlin. Thanks so much for being here. Let's jump in. My first suggestion is anything to do with the American River Parkway. This is a park system that spans over 23 miles and 4,000 acres. This is such a beautiful place. It's got trail systems, bike paths, picnic tables, barbecue pits, all kinds of stuff, all along the American River. According to the Sacramento County website, the Jedediah Smith Memorial Trail, which is the bike path, spans 32 miles from downtown Sacramento all the way into Folsom. And then you can start exploring the Folsom State Recreation Area. So we just are so lucky in Sacramento to have such great access to the river, and it's accessible all times of year. Be careful of flooding, of course, and be safe, but this is such a great way to get outside. You can go for walks, hikes, biking, runs, whatever you want to do. Go fishing, even kayaking. Just again, be careful of the cold water. It's different in winter than summer. But this is just such a great place that we have access to, and it's accessible year-round and has plenty to enjoy in the winter months as well. My next suggestion is the Effie Nature Center. This is a 100-acre sanctuary that we have here in the Sacramento region that is right on the Lower American River, and it has a nature center as well as this 100-acre space of land right next to the river. On the grounds of the Nature Center, as well as inside the center itself, there's information about the Native American tribes that have lived in the area, including the Nisan and Maidu, and there's also tons of information about the native plants and animals in the area. There was a salmon habitat restoration project that was completed in October 2021 that Effie Nature Center partnered with, and it happened in the Ansel Hoffman Park area. Now you can go and see they've added over 35 acres of new spawning gravel beds for the salmon, and this has actually really increased the amount of salmon nests that they're seeing in the area. So this supports tons of fish species and the ecosystem in general by adding habitat. Effie Nature Center is very active with the restoration projects and community outreach. I grew up coming to the Effie Nature Center and participating in their summer camps as a kid, and then I even volunteered in their animal care program for about a year when I was in high school. Their focus on hands-on learning and stewardship of the environment, as well as just the peaceful, natural environment that they have at the Nature Center, makes this place a true gem of the Sacramento region. A day pass to the Nature Center is $7. Okay, next we have the Nimbus Fish Hatchery. The fish hatchery is free to go to and explore, and it also connects to trails along the American River where you can see the fish actually swimming close to the shore. According to the hatchery website, Chinook salmon run November through December, and then steelhead trout are running January through February. So there's different fish you can see depending on the time of year, but winter's a great time if you want to see the salmon and steelhead run. I have really loved coming to the hatchery and watching the fish swim close to the bank, and you can really get up close and personal to them in a special way and watch them swim up the fish ladder when it's running. It's just such an amazing place where you can get really up close and personal to these cool fish. Next is the Cosumnes River Preserve. You can bring a kayak or paddleboard and enjoy the waterways or the over 4 miles of trails that wind their way through marshland and oak woodland. The winter is a really exciting time at the preserve because there's all these migratory birds coming and going, and it's one of the best places in the area to see the sandhill cranes.
Look at that! There's sandhill cranes up there. Hope you can see them. It's not focusing.
Peak viewing for the cranes is between mid-October and early March, but there are over 250 species of birds that you can see, not to mention the countless other native plants and animals. Right now in the Nature Center on the preserve, they have a tank of little baby salmons that are still in their eggs, and it'll be really cool to watch them hatch and follow their life cycle. I went to the preserve this week, and it's late February right now when I'm recording this, and some of the coolest birds I saw were, of course, the sandhill cranes, and they make a really cool sound when they fly over, so that was pretty fun. I also saw some snow geese, blackneck stilts, and ruby-crowned kinglets, and a ton of others, but those are some of my favorites that I saw on my trip. I also saw a turtle that was trying to cross the road, so I just helped him along to the other side, which was pretty fun.
Turtle rescue.
Okay, next, for those of you who love the snow, but who are not downhill skiers or snowboarders, like I am not, snowshoeing is my suggestion. It's a really fun way to keep the hiking going even through the winter season. So I've been twice this season. It was really fun because I went to the same place both times. It was Old Town Pass, and it was really neat to see the changes since I had been there the first time, because when I went there the first time, it was before all these storms we recently got, and then the second time, everything was covered in even more snow. It was really fun to just see the changes in the season. I love going to Old Town Pass because there's all those abandoned train tunnels up there, and just the views are spectacular. But if you want a little bit more distance to cover and options, you might try Carson Pass, and you can go to the McCollum Wilderness and see Winnemucca Lake, which is a pretty sweet place to be. Just make sure you're parking safely and legally. It can get really crazy up there on the weekends. I bought the California Snow Park season pass for $40, and a day pass or day permit is $15. These allow you to park in the 18 maintained parking areas that are available during the winter called the snow parks. These parking areas and the surrounding facilities like bathrooms are maintained and paid for by the cost of the permit. So your money is going to a good cause. My last activity is a Sacramento scavenger hunt. But you can also adapt this to anywhere that you live. You can do it for your own city, town, region, or state, or country for that matter. But let's keep it local. I'm going to talk about Sacramento and share my idea, and hopefully it'll spark ideas for you and where you live if you're not in Sacramento. So the idea is to make a list of any interesting, unique, historical things around your community and go check them off. I've made a free Sacramento scavenger hunt list that's available for anyone to download and use or adapt for their own city, and I'll link that down below for you. Mine is aimed at getting you outside in the winter, but you can really take this in any direction you want. My list has activities like take a picture with Tower Bridge, find the best mural in Midtown, find a native plant or tree, visit a local park or garden, etc. That kind of stuff. We really don't play tourists in our own towns enough. At least I don't. So this is my way of encouraging myself and others to get outside and really explore your own city. I mean, there's so much. You can live in a place for your whole life and not see all that it has to offer. Let's start exploring our own towns this winter. We are so blessed to live in a place like Sacramento that has such a mild climate in the winter, which really allows us to get outside in ways that many others across the country don't have access to. However, maybe you relate to this. I know I can get complacent sometimes and wait around for nicer weather before I get outside and do things, even with such an accommodating climate. So instead of sitting around inside waiting for spring to come, let's get outside this winter and find new ways to appreciate each season. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any suggestions to add to the conversation, please leave them down below. Let's get outside this winter. I'll see you out there.